I'm Mike.
And I'm Adam.
And this is Stuff and Waffle. Two friends talking about stuff, and often as not, waffling with frequent reference to Bond cars.
Well, here we are again, and as has become a new tradition for us, we have our true or false segment.
We do.
Yes.
It's your turn to deliver
to test
the segment.
Yes, so 3 statements, 2 of them are true, 1 of them is false, and you have to identify which one that is.
Correct, right, okay. So as always, no cheating. If you hear my typing, it's purely because I am writing down the statements.
You are making a note, not Googling to get the result. Yes.
Quite.
Okay.
So
this week I think you will either know all of these and it will be ridiculously easy, or you won't have a clue. I don't think there's any in between on these.
Well, unfortunately, we've had no wins so far, so I'm not holding my breath.
Good track record so far, but let's see what you can do with this.
Go on then.
Okay, so number 1. At its launch, the Citroen DS established a record as the fastest selling car in history, receiving 743 orders in the first 15 minutes and a total of 12,000 orders by the end of the first day.
Right, Citroen DS, most successful car at its launch.
Yes.
Okay.
Number 2.
Yep.
The world's first mass-produced 4-wheel drive vehicle was the Ford F-Series pickup truck.
Mass-produced, hang on, I'm trying this one down. First mass-produced 4-wheel drive car was the Ford F-Series pickup.
Yes.
Okay. Right, I've got that.
Got that? Okay, number 3. Mercedes-Benz, racing in the colour silver, came about when a racing car was found to be 1 kilogram over the regulation weight limit, so it was stripped of its paint and raced in bare metal, and it won. So from that point on, Mercedes-Benz race in silver.
Right, read that one out again just to make sure I've got all the nuggets.
Okay, Mercedes-Benz racing in the colour silver came about when a racing car was found to be 1 kilogram over the regulation weight limit. So the engineers stripped it of its paint, it raced in bare metal, and it won.
Okay, right, okay. That one's digested. That's if that one's nonsense, you've put your back into that one.
There's a lot of plausible detail in that.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. Okay, yeah, if you have bullshitted, that is.
You're impressed.
Yeah. Now I can believe the pickup truck.
That rings true.
I mean, I don't know if it strictly rings true, but I mean, it depends. The real sort of one in there that bothers me the most is the phrase "first mass-produced." I mean, mass-produced is open to interpretation.
Yes, I suppose. Yes. But it's a Ford, of course, who invented mass production.
Yeah, but this could be the old Mercedes S-Class from last week, couldn't it?
It could.
It could. But
fooled me.
Yeah, and who knows? This might fool me. I mean, the chances of us getting this right is ridiculous. So to go back to the first one. Sorry, I've been going back through reverse
the DS. Order. Yeah.
At its launch, the most successful car. So when you say most successful car at its launch, are we only considering the actual launch event?
I didn't actually say most successful. I said fastest selling.
Fastest selling, sorry. Yeah. I was trying to write what I wrote down. I didn't write down fastest selling. Okay.
Fastest selling at its launch, yes.
Okay, that's fine. Fastest selling. I'm just going to adjust that as its launch. Fastest selling. Yeah, now that you've made me reword that because my brain wrote it down wrong.
It's all right. It's a subtle difference.
Fastest
selling is the most successful because cars are made to sell. So.
Yeah, I suppose. Right. I'm not 100% decided on what one's a lie, but I'm going to lock in number one as the truth. Okay. You don't have to confirm or deny that at this moment.
I'm not going to yet.
Okay, so yeah, I can believe that it was his fastest selling car at its launch, because who doesn't love a DS?
Goddess, yes.
So Mercedes-Benz and car overweight by 1 kilo. Pop the paint off. Get it underweight. Perfect. That's very German, isn't it?
It is extremely German.
Oh, it's very efficient, yeah.
Yeah, it's perfect.
It takes the paint off, yeah.
Now we can go racing. I'm sorry to any Germans listening.
So that instantly went fully camp there for no good reason.
It really did.
That's us projecting there for no good reason. I'm not sure what happened.
No, I've got absolutely nothing to base that on.
No. God, so German though that. Takes the paint off, yeah.
Who else would have thought to do that? I guess is your argument.
Yeah, such a good idea, right? But the fact that so I've locked in number one, and I think that German idea is perfection. But just to be clear,
did I make it up?
Well, if you did, I mean, it's believable. So you said beforehand that you were concerned that I would know all of these. I know none of these. So
no, that's good. That's good. The fact that the third one is motorsport related, I thought you'd have been all over that.
I'm almost disappointed in myself, but
yes.
like I said, I can believe it.
Okay.
Okay. And not only can I believe it, I am about to believe it. I am going to say number 3 is true as well, and number 2 is nonsense, because actually it's got to be something more obvious than an F-Series pickup. It's probably going to be something that's got its lineage in terms of military, so it's going to be something Jeep or some obscure military thing that was actually deemed mass produced first four-wheel drive.
That's very logical.
But is it right?
You are correct.
Whoa, we've got a winner!
We finally got a winner. Well done. Very good deduction on those. Very good deduction. So yes, the Citroen DS was indeed the fastest selling car at its launch, and it actually held that record for 60 years.
Wow. What trumped it, if you know?
That's a good question. I do know. The Tesla Model 3.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
Sorry about that. I knew you'd be disappointed. I'd forgotten I did look up what eventually knocked it off, and it was the Tesla Model 3 at its launch.
Super progressive.
Sorry about that.
Of all the
That would
things
annoy
to
you.
knock it off, the DS is perfection.
It is a glorious thing, isn't it? Yes.
I mean, I say it's perfection. The engine is toss.
Actually, I think a Tesla conversion of a DS is perfection.
Yeah, that's probably
take
fair.
The battery and motor from a Model S85 and put it in a DS. Oh
yeah. I mean, and we are seeing more and more of the fact that people wish to disguise the fact that they drive a Tesla. So why not take the whole fucking body off and put a DS on top?
Pop all the gubbins into a DS and you're away. There is actually someone who's done that. There is a Tesla converted DS out there. It has been done. And it's perfect. It's absolutely perfect. It's exactly because that car is not about its engine in any way.
No, as we've discussed previously, I mean, its engine could be traced back to the traction event, which was not a new car at the time of the DS launch, which was, God blimey, 1955?
1950, very good. It was 1955. Yes, the Paris Motor Show in 1955.
Ooh.
The car was launched. 743 orders in the first 15 minutes, and they'd knocked out 12,000 by the close of the show that evening.
Mon Dieu.
Sacre bleu. So that was number one, and number three, Mercedes racing in silver. And stripping the paint off the racing car is also true.
That's all I asked for, strips of paint. Huh? It's
however, number two, the first four-wheel drive vehicle was not the Ford F-Series pickup truck.
What was it?
The Willys Jeep.
Oh. I didn't get the right answer, but
you didn't get
on the right line.
For a second, you were going to suggest it, but you did say something military. So you were on the button. Yes, it was the Willys Jeep, built by Willys Overland and then later under license by Ford. 600,000 were built during the course of World War II. And it was, as such, mass produced. So
600,000 is mass.
I think that qualifies. Yes. Yeah. And built, I think, in 5 different factories at the height of the war.
Were they all built in the US, or were they built in other countries?
No, they were built all around the world under various licenses, but. There was a company called Bantam. There was a company, Willys Overland, and Willys Overland licensed it to, or the US government licensed it to Ford, who built most of them in the end, because Ford were already geared up for rapid production. So production line manufacturing was already going in Ford's factories, so they were able to turn out Jeeps incredibly quickly. And today, the majority of World War II Jeeps that survive are the Ford variant, but they are almost indistinguishable from the original Willys Overland design. They didn't change it hardly at all. But yes, I think 600,000 in the space of 4 years counts as mass production.
Yes, yeah, that's fair. Good. Oh, well.
So there you go. But I picked the Ford F-Series pickup because it's the same era. It's Ford, who were already mass producing by that point. And I thought, it might just knock him off. He might think, that's plausible.
And don't get me wrong, that was plausible.
Yes.
That had all the hallmarks of truth. But
it was the dear old Willys Jeep.
Lovely. So pressure's on for next week then.
Oh, there is, isn't it? Yes. So you're our first win at this game. Well done.
And as far as I know, in terms of feedback on episodes so far, the only win. Well, by the time this comes out, that's subject to change. But at the time of recording, no one has announced that they've won. I've had a few people announce that they didn't get it right and call me naughty words.
For making the questions too difficult.
Yeah, but not just me. They didn't like yours either.
Oh, well, no, fair dues. We should keep a record of these because, playing card sets and that kind of merch go as well. So, this we could be onto something here. This could be the new Trivial Pursuit.
Yeah, that's it.
Or
if you'd like a real dad joke, it could be Cars Against Humanity. I'm sorry.
Oh, God.
That was bad, wasn't it?
You've crashed the podcast. You've spun us off into a ditch with that.
Oh, no.
Yes, that was certainly a dad joke. I can't argue with that.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Silly boy. Okay, right. Normal service.
Well done.
You've got a little something for us in terms of fleet.
Oh yes, I nearly forgot. Yes, it was the Jag's MOT today, which had to be done in a little bit of a hurry because I had. Let's be honest, I've got a bit on at the moment, and I had completely forgotten that it runs out this Saturday. So.
Oh yeah, that'll get you moving, won't it?
It did. So I got it in, and a pass.
Hey.
Yeah.
No.
Only one advisory. I need 2 rear tyres. Apart from that, everything else is fine.
It wasn't a witty MOT tester then. One advisory again. It's got fucking black wheels.
Not if he wanted to be paid.
Although it does put us in mind of occasionally when MOT testers have managed to slip something through the net.
It does happen, doesn't it? Because it ends up on the government website if you do the check. Yeah.
And I think my favourite, because it got posted on a well-known car website, going, oh my God, you're never going to believe this. Look at the MOT history for this car.
Yeah.
And there was a short window of opportunity before the DVLA realised, getting an awful lot of hits on this one car. Wonder why everyone's looking. On? And there was an advisory on there. So they had the usual sort of lists, and then last item was the MOT tester had put, the driver is a bit of a C-bomb. Like, I see.
Okay.
I see.
I see what's happened there. Yeah.
Well, like, because I'd seen a few screenshots and like, no, got to be Photoshop. So you quickly go off to the site and went, oh no.
Oh no, it's there. I didn't think they could free type stuff on MOTs, but obviously they can. I thought they had to choose from predefined statements.
I mean, that was a little while back now. I mean, this dates it somewhat. I mean, you and I were sharing an office when that unfolded.
Oh, yeah, okay. Well, that does date it because that's some years ago now. Yes.
Yeah. So, yeah, I would imagine that's been somewhat tightened up.
Yes, one would think.
Yeah, free entry text boxes and people with time on their hands are dangerous things.
Yeah, it certainly is. But no, it was perfect. Just my 2 rear tyres have about had it, which I knew anyway. I just haven't had time to do anything about it. So I need a couple of new tyres on the back.
That's
apart from that, all is well.
That's good. That's really good.
I too, however, have the mileage surprise that you have.
I've not really done much.
not done as not done as much as I thought.
Go on, then. What was yours for the year?
3,700.
Yeah, that's just pootling around, really, isn't it?
It's not done a lot, has it? No, but it might light another fire under me to change it, because I really don't need a big twin turbo diesel.
No, you need a big V8 instead.
There's one has appeared just up the road. There's an XFR appeared just up the road, and I keep hearing it drive past in the mornings.
Right, I'm going to put my foot down. Do not buy another XF.
No, I didn't say I was looking at one. I said there's one just up the road.
Yeah, but it'll get you looking, and it's just don't do that.
You don't think XF number 3 is the way forward?
I'm not convinced that you've like XF1 or 2.
Yeah, but it would be the R.
It would be the best of the bunch, but I'm still not convinced it's the one you want.
No, indeed not. No, I will try not to have another XF.
No, don't do that. S-Type R, stop fanning around.
Okay. Well, okay.
So, is an interesting one then. So, your car sailed through. Marvelous news. Well done, you.
It did.
So, our house has progressed to a point now where the van is soon to be surplus.
Okay. This has been on the cards for a while.
Yeah, but it's been that work juggle of going, actually, it's still needed. And it's still got some service to provide in the meantime, but the end is in sight, and it will be popped up for sale. So that's sparked conversations about.
Yeah, I bet it has. Yeah. Okay.
And I've got some ideas.
Well, of course you have.
And Kaylee's got some ideas.
Okay.
Now, but crucially, they are from the same sort of rough spec. So
okay, well that's helpful.
Yeah, so it's been open for debate again. Well, what do you actually want to replace it with? And it's been decided. Well, I actually no. Kaylee's decided, because this is ultimately going to be her car.
Yes.
She wants to go back to big estate car.
Right. Well, that's been discussed before. That was a possibility. Yeah. Okay.
So that seems to have been. I mean, I think we're 90%, maybe even more certain that that's what's going to be the replacement.
That's going to be the type of car. Okay.
Yeah. And I have put forward my suggestions.
Okay.
Now, top of my list is BMW 5 Series.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Just because we've done Volvo.
You've done Volvo to death, let's be honest.
Yeah.
Yes.
So I'd be happy going, I think, go BMW.
Go Beamer. Okay.
Yeah. And budget-wise, that would mean we'd probably end up with, let's be specific, not an F10, that's Saloon. F11 is touring.
Okay.
F11's 5 Series.
Okay, let me just, because I can't remember all the numbers. So let's have a quick look here. Yes, that one. Yeah, okay. Yeah. Okay.
So that's a contender.
Solid. Yeah.
Yeah. And it's not been dismissed out of hand, but I'm not convinced. Because Kaylee's not a big fan of BMWs.
No. I'm not sure I can see Kaylee in that. I could see you in it, I'm not sure I could see me in it, to be honest. I'm not sure I could see Kaylee in that.
Well,
No.
yeah, but I think that's my most favourite out of my.
Your most favouritist. Yeah. Okay.
So the next one that this surprised me. This was a suggestion from Chris, but ever since I started looking at them, I've wanted it more than I thought I'd want it.
Okay.
And that's the Audi A6 Avant. In terms of model, it'll be the C7 for where our budget's at.
Okay. Yeah, I can see why he would have suggested that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
But the more digging I've done, again, I really like it.
Yeah, that's the trouble with Audis, isn't it?
And the A6 is actually more. It feels more easy to achieve than an A4. A4s seem to hold their price a bit more. They seem to be more in demand, and the A6 Avants are slightly less. I don't know if it's the size of them.
Yeah, maybe. Okay, so we have two very Germanic choices.
Yeah. So those are the two that I really like. And my outside bet that I didn't mind was the Mondeo estate.
Okay, well, ST220.
No, I'd like an ST220, but
I guarantee you can get that in budget.
Yes, we could. However, the one I'm thinking on, let me get generation referring to, so it'd be 4th generation Mondeo, basically.
That's okay, right, okay, yeah, okay, a bit later on that we always look at. Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, again, you see, the thing with the Mondeo is whenever you sort of look at one, there's no logical reason why you wouldn't buy one.
No, that's the thing, and it's a nice looking car.
It is. It really is. Yeah.
Even like in a state form, it's really nice thing.
It is.
So
it is. It's a good looking car. Nice bit of image on it, and you're away.
Yeah. Well, quite.
There is no logical reason why you wouldn't buy a Mondeo. It's just that none of us ever have.
No. Rob did. I'll let him off.
Oh, fair enough. Yeah. Okay.
So yeah, top of my list BMW, closely followed by the Audi, and my almost wild card suggestion of Mondeo.
Oh, okay. Yes, that alternative choice. Okay. Interesting. Now, okay. Yeah. Okay.
And I have
Mondeo would probably be the cheapest to run.
Probably.
Yeah.
So where there's more crossover in our thinking between myself and Kaylee is probably Skoda Octavia or Superb, depending on what size.
Yes, I can see that.
Yeah. And I'd push for something with a VRS badge if that were the case.
For sure.
Yeah. Now we get into Kaylee's choices.
Right.
And
you've allowed her to have her own ideas.
I know. Outrageous. Now the one that she won't stop looking at, which I just can't decide whether I think it's a good idea or I hate it. And that would be the Mazda 6.
Ah, okay. Well, of course, a cousin to the aforementioned Mondeo.
Oh yeah. Not dissimilar platforms and such.
Dissimilar at all. No, indeed.
So, and it would be the 3rd generation we're looking at. So, 2012 onwards. I say third and last.
Yes, very much so. Yeah.
I think they're still Gen L.
Yeah. Okay.
But But you know, I don't know if you sort of follow my meaning of going, you know what, I just don't know.
Yeah, I'm the same. I think I just have the Mondeo. If the of those two.
Yeah, that's fair enough.
Because it kind of, I mean, a lot of the Mondeo bits are going to be in that. I suppose the Mazda's going to be a bit more exclusive, a bit more unusual.
I'm not actually. You're saying about Mondeo crossover. I'm not convinced this third generation does.
Oh, maybe not. Maybe I'm just talking sort of historically. Yeah.
But yeah, I know what you mean. But it's
it's the worst looking, I think, of the four cars you've mentioned so far.
Yeah, and its saloon variant is particularly bad. It does look better as an estate, which is what it would be. But
most cars do, in my opinion.
But there was one particular advert that she showed me this week, and it's really nice spec in a proper color as well. But one thing that stood out on it, again, I'm not sure that it needs it, but a big, let's face it, quite boring estate car. Which the one thing that you would hope it would do well would be sort of long, comfy cruises. And it was sat on a set of 19s with what looked to be painted on tyres.
Yeah.
And they were standard wheels. It wasn't like anyone had fiddled with it.
Yeah, they weren't aftermarket. They were factory wheels. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like, why were you at a point where an estate car needs 19s on a car that should be compliant and comfy and doing the day-to-day? I guess again, that's not what it's about. Not to mention, like, this is the car that's going to get used the most, have the most wear and tear on it, and will no doubt have the biggest of the tyre bills.
Yeah, so let's put some really expensive tyres on it. It doesn't. I mean, it would probably be very reliable and all that kind of stuff. Doesn't do a lot for me.
No, you are correct. And there was another one that Kaylee liked. And right, I'm just gonna. This range is so boring. I'm gonna have to look this up to make sure I get the right name. Just bear with me ever so slightly while I Google on the fly and just talk through what I'm doing. Oh God, I can't find it. Oh God.
No failure.
Hang on, I don't think I'm
editing coming up here.
No, I own my mistakes. You see.
You leave it all in. Yes.
Oh yeah, fuck it. Right. No, I was right. I was second guessing myself. So Kaylee saw and I try not to fall asleep, a Toyota Avensis Touring.
Oliver.
Yeah. Now that would be the epitome of car that just works.
Oh, granted, it would. It would also be invisible and just. Oh God, look at it. What era are we looking at?
The very last one. So I think the cars we were looking at was sort of 2017. I think the one she looked at.
Okay, we get something a bit newer than the others then, but I mean they are marginally better looking. Yeah, I mean that would that would be a sensible choice.
But you see my problem there.
Oh, I know, boring, isn't it?
It's awful.
That is plain sponge cake, is what's going on there.
Yeah, washing it down with a cup of tea that's got way too much milk in it.
Yeah, really milky tea.
Yeah.
Oh,
which is a shame.
dear. Yes, it would do its job as an estate car. It would be reliable. It probably wouldn't cost you a fortune. Nothing would break, and that's part of the problem. It would never go wrong, so you'd never have a reason to get rid of it. You'll be stuck with it for years and years because it would just keep pounding on.
See, that, if it did that and it was a true cockroach, that would be its most redeeming feature. That would give it a reason for us to have it.
There's a good chance that it would.
I think so too. But God, because it's an event about it.
It's one of those cars that is everywhere. You just don't see them. They just blend into the surroundings.
Quite. But so you know what? The more I talk about it, and the more I mull over the things that I've read out, I started this and said, actually, the BMW is the one I want the most. But do you know what? I've left a couple of tabs open while we've been doing this, and it's probably the Audi.
I can understand that.
Because let's face it, I think it's not a bad thing to look at.
No.
And as we've discussed at length, throughout modern times, their interiors are the best.
Yeah, I think that's pretty widely accepted now, isn't it? That they just are. They do the interior very well.
It's going to be a glorious place to sit.
Yeah.
You're going to be wanting to do your long journeys in that car.
Yeah.
It's going to drive quite well compared to, let's say, a Toyota Avensis.
Yes. I think that's fair.
The fit and finish, while the Toyota will be perfectly serviceable and put together in a decent way, it will not feel like a quality product, where the Audi will not only be put together quite well, it will feel like quality.
Yeah, I think that's probably fair. Feel a bit more special, a bit more luxury. The Toyota, as you say, will be perfectly well put together and perfectly durable materials. It will last. Things aren't going to fall off it, but there's nothing inspiring in there. Just going to be plastic, isn't it? And a sea of plastic that won't break. So
the only trouble is, it's like, the second that you come to a standstill in town, someone will get in the back because they think it's a minicab.
I think it's a taxi. It's true. There's no way you or I would buy the Toyota of that selection. There's no way you or I would buy the Toyota. No.
But the thing is, this decision isn't mine.
Quite. That was going to be my point.
I can advise.
Car. Yeah.
I can put forward my suggestions. And what's really startling is I'm not an Audi man, but I seem to have arrived at the fact that I want an Audi.
Yes, that is surprising.
Because Kaylee's also been looking at Volvos, and I'm just, you know what,
not the new ones. No.
No. She was looking at ones that were still Volvos.
Okay.
But I'm just like, you know what? We had it for 10 years. I think it's time to explore a different brand.
I think you've done Volvo. Yeah. And yeah. Time to choose something else. I can completely understand the attraction of the Audi. Of that selection, I would probably choose the Beamer. Probably, but I can completely understand the Audi. I would want to look at the Audi. I'd want to have a test drive in the Audi before making that decision, I think.
Do you know what would be utterly fascinating? If this comes off, and my recommendations are taken on board, and there ends up being an Audi on the driveway.
Yeah.
Can you imagine when you get in that and you go, fuck, I want this instead of my Jag?
Oh well, Oh, blimey. Okay, well, maybe some sort of side-by-side comparison would need to be done there.
I would say that's vital,
because we've got two vehicles of the same class there, the same sector. That would be a very interesting comparison, wouldn't it?
Yeah,
very interesting comparison. Yeah.
I don't know if it'll ever come off because, like I said, I'm merely an advisor in this particular.
You may yet
scenario.
end up with the Toyota, in which case I still have the nicer interior.
Yes.
Yes. But
Yes. I think the van might have a nicer interior.
The Toyota would be a very sensible choice. That's where it ends, I'm afraid. There's no way you or I would buy the Toyota.
No, we wouldn't. And
No.
well, that's very important because oh god,
wasn't there a Japanese model that she was interested in a while ago? Or was that you?
I was trying to get her to buy a Cube, wasn't I?
Oh, that's it. Yes, of course. That's what I was thinking of. Yes. That's right.
That
you really wanted a Cube. Yeah.
Yeah, but yeah, that fell by the wayside. So
that's not going to be a thing, right? Okay.
So yeah,
well, that's very interesting.
I think I'd quite like to push for the Audi there. I think
that's what we're thinking, isn't it? I think that's what you're thinking. Yeah. To be where we've ended up, and I can completely understand that. And I can completely understand that.
Yeah, and it can work in budget, and we might even get a V6 out of it.
Oh, there you go. Which would also work well with the comparison with the Jag, because that is a V6.
Yeah, I think the only thing that we need to be ever so slightly mindful of is current changes to car tax, or pending changes to car tax.
Yes, you do need to keep an eye on that. Yes.
But that's okay because I don't think the purchase will be until after that happens anyway. So
yeah, so you'll know what you're in for. Yeah.
Because that's well, let's face it, that's going down like a lead balloon, isn't it?
Very much so. Yes, absolutely. Especially with the state of the roads.
Yeah, that's good. Mind you, as we've been reliably informed, your car tax doesn't go to the upkeep of the roads. That's the council tax. Yes, thank you for that. Can someone just fill the fucking potholes in, please?
Yeah, I don't care who's responsible for it. I just would like a road with a surface I can drive on without wrecking my car.
Oh God! Oh.
It's not too much to ask, is it?
I should touch on something while we're on the subject of driving a car and wishing the road surface were in an acceptable state. It was awfully chilly on Monday morning, wasn't it? The subsequent couple of mornings.
A couple of 3 mornings this week, as there's been frost. Yeah.
But Monday in particular, I'd like to call out for its distinct chilliness. So I got in the car in the morning. I'd done the obligatory scraping the ice off because I had to get to the office that morning because it was a busy Monday morning on the cards.
Okay.
So I set off. All was well. Car was reporting -3, I think. So that is chilly.
That is nippy. Yes.
So we pootled along. And there is how to describe it. There's you know my route to work.
I do.
Where it goes into national speed limit territory.
Yes.
There is a turning to a stately home type public.
Yes.
What you can go to, yes. And shortly after that is a junction to the left to go up to another little village and a
little village and a very nice pub. Yes.
Yes. Between those two, there is some poor drainage and a lot of runoff from farmers' fields because it's on a gentle slope.
There always has been a problem there.
Always.
Yeah.
And let's face it, you see the gritters out a lot. They do that when it's not cold. When it is cold, they decide that they fancy a lie-in. Or an early night, however the schedule works.
Yeah.
So I arrived there, and there's that bit in my brain that goes, it's bloody cold today, and I know whether it's rain, shine, or a drought, there's still water going across here. So I just killed all the speed.
Just eased off there. Yeah.
When I say eased off, sub 20 mile an hour, there was nothing behind me, and I was like, okay. you know what, I'm not chancing it, because I just there was the bit in my head going, these roads do not look gritted.
Yeah.
And I arrived.
Not sure they were on Monday. No.
And I arrived at the corner, and I'm glad I shaved the speed off, because there was a policeman about to shut the road due to ice. Fortunately, he was on the other side of the road because he'd shut that side of the road already, and I travelled past him sideways.
Oh, no.
Yes.
Do you have a bit of Oppo on?
There was an awful lot. It was.
Good morning, officer.
Yeah. It was utter slow motion where he looked, and I just sort of gave him a nod as I slid past, and he did the same. He's like, he assessed the situation, realised I wasn't going to hit anything because it was the fact that speed was on my side, the fact that I'd shaved so much off. Because if that is a 60 mile an hour road, if I'd have hit that at 60, I'd have been in a fucking farmer's field.
Oh, you did. That would have been that. All done for that car. Yeah. Yes.
Yeah. So. Yeah, no. So I did my Torval and Dean past the policeman and carried on about him. And I think I was the last car through that morning.
I think he probably looked at you and thought he was doing the right thing.
Yeah,
but his little sign out there. Oh, blimey! Well done for holding that line there.
It's just one of those things, isn't it? It's just going. If for someone who doesn't drive that road every day, you could have quite easily hit that at full speed and been fucked.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
It's not one of those things where you go, oh, it's just because I'm such an excellent driver. It's like, no, it's because I drive it every day and I know where the hazards are.
You know that's a dodgy bit, and you eased off in time. Yeah. Oh, well done. That would have been a shame if anything had happened to that car.
Yes, that would have been. I'd have been most grumpy. Yes.
Disappointing. Oh dear. They seem to be upside down in the field. How disappointing.
Yes, disappointing. That's what I would have said.
Yeah, that is absolutely. Yeah. Oh, very good. Well, I'm sure that looked very graceful from the outside.
I think it might have almost looked vaguely under control, although, I mean, I tried to style it out by giving him a little nod, but there was a hint of clench, I'll be honest.
Oh, I should think. Yes. Gripping the wheel, grim-faced at the wheel of your...
Yeah, and I think my arse cheeks may have been gripping the seat quite hard as well.
I would think, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, very good. Well, nicely dealt with there.
It's just fucking ridiculous, isn't it? It's like, for the love of God, like the amount of times that I've seen gritters out of late and going, you just go, yep, why are you doing that? It's not cold.
I know, they do it all on the wrong days, don't they? Yeah.
And then we'll go through this, and we've come out the other side of that cold snap now. But the next time round, there is a cold snap. We go, oh, we ain't got any grit left.
Yeah.
I know.
That's right.
I know. That's because you keep pissing it away.
They can't afford any more. Oh, it's such a mess, isn't it? Such a mess.
Yes.
What are we going to do with it? What are we going to do with it?
Not long.
Yeah, probably not.
No. No, and it comes back to your point about car tax, doesn't it? Buggered.
Well, yeah, exactly. We're just going to keep messing up our tracking and bursting our tyres and scraping our alloys.
All of that. And
Yeah.
it's and well, and now people in electric cars are not even impervious to it. I've seen a few people getting really disgruntled, and actually for good reason as well. Again, all right, let's face it, electric cars were not going to be immune forever from car tax.
No. That was never going to be sustained. No.
However, we've now got to a point where there was someone saying that their car, he didn't disclose what the car was, but I bought this because it was meant to be cheap to run. But now they've said my tax is like 300 quid a month.
Yeah.
It's not sustainable, and it's this mixed messaging of going, well, we want everyone in electric cars by 2030 or whatever the date is. They keep moving the bloody thing and go, charging them the earth is not going to be the way to do it.
That's not, no. See, when they first appeared, there was all kinds of encouragement, which, at the time I was happy to enjoy. But it gave me 4 years of very, very cheap motoring. But that's all gone now. Yeah, that's all gone now. And in many cases, EVs are costing more than their petrol or diesel equivalents, which is just ridiculous.
Yeah, and that's where we're at, where we've got manufacturers going, oh my God, we've got to stop making electric cars and make ICE ones again, because
yes, quite. I see Mini are the latest to jump on that bandwagon. They are going to pause production of the Mini electric and increase production of the petrol variant again.
There you go. That's that. I saw that Maserati, I know it's not exactly mass market, but the MC20, they were going to do an electric version of it, and they've basically gone, nope.
Yeah, I know they're all doing
no
it.
one wants them.
Yeah. Although, in February, EV sales in the UK increased. Only a little bit, but they did increase.
A little smidge.
And the two best-selling EVs in the UK in February were the Tesla Model Y and the Tesla Model 3. So they are back at the top again.
At the top, but I mean, that was February. We've not taken into account the Elon effect that.
No, indeed.
That and the amount of cars I've seen now of Teslas just badged Mazda, Honda, Toyota. People are badging them.
I know, or they're debadging them completely. There is now a wide range of bumper stickers available. Explaining to people that it's not the car's fault, and it's not the driver's fault.
No, it's very important. Okay, right. I must advertise the fact that I'm distancing myself from that lunatic.
Yes, they felt the need to actually spend some money and buy a sticker and put it on the back of the car to make absolutely sure everyone is aware I do not support him. And it's not my fault. It's not the car's fault. It's him.
Yes, it very much is his fault.
But it is a problem globally for Tesla, and as a business, they're going to have to address it because he's ruining it.
Oh, God, yeah. Yes. Bloody mess.
Yeah. Certainly is.
Okay.
Anyway. Well, keep us posted on the car choices. If you do end up with an Audi, please buy one in an interesting colour. Don't buy grey or silver. I know most of them are, but please try and have a red or a blue or something.
I agree. A colour wouldn't hurt.
It really wouldn't, because they're all grey. They're all various shades of grey.
That has stood out when I've had a little browse.
They all are. Please try and find a red one or a blue one.
There are some available in colours, so
good.
That's a relief at least.
Try
I will.
Cheaper colour. Yes.
I will keep you posted. And next week I don't believe we apologised at the beginning, or I say we. I didn't apologise for not fulfilling our challenge about how fast can you go, or who can go the fastest for £5,000. Yes, I've had my week derailed a little bit. My homework has slipped as a result. I apologise for my performance, and I will rectify that for next week, because I would dearly like to do that. Well, it was my idea, for Christ's sake.
It was your idea. I did my homework for once this week, although it was done in a little bit of a rush, and I might revisit some. I might revisit some of mine. So.
Fine. Just out of curiosity, how many did you put on your list? Because we might as well arrive at the same amount.
I currently have 6.
6. All right. Yeah, yes. I can work with that.
Yeah,
that's fine. So if your homework allows, make sure you don't add to that, and I will aim for 6 as well.
No, I wasn't going to go keep looking. I think that was enough time spent on that. But
yep. Okay.
Yeah, I got 6 that I'm quite happy with. It is £5,000 is an interesting amount of money these days. It's surprising what you can get, and it's surprising what you can't get anymore.
Yeah, I can believe that, because in years gone by we could have been onto a real winner, but these days not so sure.
Well, as I say, it's surprising. There's a couple of things on my list I didn't think I'd be looking at, but there's other things that not too long ago I think I would have been able to look at that I couldn't. So yeah, it's an interesting amount of money, £5,000 these days.
Okay. Well, I continue to look forward to researching my idea. All right, we'll do that. That'll be next week. We will actually do it. I'll shoehorn it into my weekend somehow.
You'll find somewhere.
Yeah, it's fine. And then we will actually do it next week, and all will be well. We'll be really happy with our decisions, and then the first guest to listen will go, "What about this?" And go, "Oh, yep, there you go." We've been trumped in the first guest.
I forgot about them. Yes.
Yeah, sounds like a plan. Cool.
Very good.
We'll do that, and we'll do our segment next week. That's on me as well, and I'll do my homework.
That is on you, and I got to try and win now because I'm behind. It was all right when we were both crap at it. Now you've got one.
Yeah. Okay, we'll do that.
Pressure's on.
Yes. Don't be silly. You'll nail it clearly.
I wouldn't guarantee that.
Well, I think that's probably enough of that for this week. Check us out on all the various social medias and things. Thank you very much for listening.